found this co-meet event to be a pretty interesting slot. Before we jump into it, smash that sub real quick. But in this co-meet event with the sniper Mounir Lazzez taking on Warlley Alves, Lazzez 10-1, Warlley Alves 13-4. But Mounir Lazzez just dominated Abdul Razak Al Hassan in Al Hassan's return to the UFC. And we know the streak that he was on prior to that dismantling by Lazzez. But Abdul Razak Al Hassan was a huge favorite in that fight, and Lazzez came in and looked unstoppable on the feet. He really pieced up Abdul Razak Al Hassan. His stand-up was on point, very crisp, and just like that, he's getting a co-meet event slot against Warlley Alves, who is another interesting case study in the UFC. I mean, if I asked you to name a fighter who has stopped Colby Covington, what might come to mind would be the war he had with Kamaru Usman that concluded with Colby and a broken jaw. But what might not come to mind is when Warlley Alves submitted Colby Covington in under 90 seconds. Colby then rifled off 7 straight. The rest is history. But around that time was when people were speaking pretty highly of Warlley Alves. And something seemed to happen after that fight where maybe he got a little bit complacent and totally underestimated Brian Barberena, who beat him via unanimous decision, and which isn't something you want to do against Arizona's Bam Bam. He then got bodied by Kamaru Usman, fair enough, and since then has gone 3-2 with losses to James Krause and Rude Boy Randy Brown. The thing with Warlley Alves is you just don't know what version of him you're going to get, because when he's at his best, he is a threat to this division, but he isn't always at his best. So it's a great opportunity for both guys in this co-meet event. Who do you got in this one? Is Warlley Alves getting 360 no-scoped by the sniper?
You know, I'm gonna have to go with the sniper. I think he's gonna get 360 done pretty easy. Alves, he had that one off submitting, the People's Champ, Colby Covington. Very notable victory for him. But as you see his record, kind of on a slow downturn on that after. But I think the sniper's just been looking so good. He is a true sniper. There's a few fake snipers in the UFC. This guy's a real one. He's the real deal. He's been looking great. I think he's going to get it done pretty convincingly, most likely round 1. This guy's been, Alves has been around for a long time, and I just don't see the fire and, what he was bringing back in the day.
I did read up something earlier this week, Warlley Alves saying that at some point he noticed that he became what he described as a mediocre athlete. So I do think that that's a little bit encouraging, that he does have the self-awareness that whatever he was doing within these last couple fights just aren't at the UFC elite caliber level that a lot of people thought he sort of belonged in. So I'm curious to see if it's more than just talk and he actually comes in and sort of rediscovers that passion and rediscovers that, I don't want to call it greatness, but success that he had prior to this recent streak. Lazzez, though, is a -200 favorite, and it's very fascinating to see how much love the odds makers are giving him. Warlley Alves coming in at a +170, but what was even more fascinating to me was the Tapology numbers, with 86% going with the sniper, despite just that one UFC appearance. So it seems as though both the odds makers and the Tapology community really believe in Lazzez, and I got to imagine the UFC does too. Otherwise, they wouldn't be slotting him in there in a co-meet event slot like this. So I'm with you. I'm going to go with Mounir Lazzez. I'm not quite sure I'm as bullish on the first round finish, but I'm with Lazzez 100%. Any last thoughts on this co-meet event? It's kind of a strange one.
Yeah, very strange for the co-meet, but I could see them trying to build up the sniper's rep. Get a lot of eyes on him and show him, this kid's the real deal. He's up and coming, and he's gonna get the job done. And this is a perfect opportunity for him to show his skills, and hopefully he does. But yeah, I think this is a nice little lock. I don't think Alves has got it in him anymore like he was back in the day.